Let's say you lost everything. No job, no savings, no income source, nothing. And someone handed you $1,000 to rebuild your life. So basically you have $1,000 to start rebuilding your life, and it may seem like a small amount at first, but in reality, it's super powerful if you use it correctly. And that's why in this video I cover how I would invest $1,000 if I was starting from zero. You have to understand that your financial situation depends on your own decisions. Rebuilding your finances from zero comes down to 3 parts. And in this video I'm gonna go with those 3 parts that are extremely important to get started. And each part has specific focus that will help you to take right steps and do right decisions in order to start growing from zero. Part 1, mindset. So before money comes mindset. To be honest, the way you think about money determines how you're going to spend it, how you're going to invest it, in general, how you're using your money. So let's first take a look at why most people don't actually invest. The reason is because they're spending emotionally. So if you go back to the beginning of this video where I told you that you were starting from zero and you had only $1,000, how would you spend it? It seems like a small amount. However, it's a potential capital. It's extremely important to have healthy financial habits that will help you to use your $1,000 correctly in order to start growing into more. The important thing to understand is you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, because basically your lifestyle is built from different systems. When you're focusing on systems instead of goals, you are committing to doing certain things every day, building healthy habits that will take you forward. Because if you only think about your goal, but you're not doing right things to get there, it's going to be a very hard way to get there eventually. And as a result, you're not going to be able to build systems that will eventually take you there. To make this more clear, $1,000 invested in habits is much more valuable than investing $1,000 in a random stock you haven't researched. When you're investing your money, whether it's investing in your habits, learning a new skill, or in the stock market, you have to know where you are investing your money. So the way you have to change your mindset is you shouldn't be thinking about short-term wins. Instead, you should think about money as a tool to build momentum and get forward. When it comes to building mindset, especially from a financial perspective, you have to avoid flashy things. So if you, for example, see that stocks go up, or you just read an article about crypto hype, calm down and think whether it's a good decision to do or not. Because when you jump into these flashy trends, yes, they may be good in the short term. However, if we think that you were starting from zero and you had only $1,000, that would not probably be the best decision you can do, because it has such a high risk. And you don't want to be taking that kind of a risk when your goal is to build your finances and your mindset in the long term. So the most valuable thing to understand about mindset is you have to learn to use money as a tool, not a shortcut, and learn how you can use money in a smart way to make more money. If part 1 was helpful, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe so you don't miss the newest uploads. Part 2, strategy. So when we talk about rebuilding from zero and you only have $1,000, what would I actually do with the $1,000? Well, we can split it into 3 categories. Let me explain. So for example, $200 could be kept on your savings account. And the reason is that if something unexpected happens, you still have a tool you can use. Another valuable aspect about putting your money to a savings account is that you can't use that money to just buy something you don't need. When you're confident and smart about how you use your money, it's going to be easier to just stay focused on what's important and you're not stressing over money. Second category is skill investment. So I would take $300 and use that to build my skills. Take online courses, read books, and learn something new about personal finance, online business, investing, etc. Taking advantage of different tools that improve your ability to earn is such a valuable thing. So that's why you should never underrate the power of learning new skills and investing in yourself. And that's why you have to understand that most people want to invest in assets, but they are never ready to invest in themselves. And that's a big mistake. Because when you invest in yourself, so basically you're becoming more valuable, you can build something yourself that suits your purpose and allows you to focus on your goals and reach the things you want. And if you don't want, you don't have to be investing $300 in skill investment like in this example case. Another great way is to take advantage of YouTube and internet, because there's a lot of content online you can take advantage of and learn from for free. Investing in yourself is the best investment you can do. Third category is wealth building. So we put $200 to savings account, we put $300 into skill investment, and the rest, $500, we put into wealth building. So this could be, for example, investing in the stock market. What I would do definitely is invest some of that money, for example, $250 into cost-effective index funds. The advantage of index funds is that they're safe, they're simple, and they compound over time. In addition, they're cost-effective, and you don't have to be worrying about your returns because your return basically depends on the growth of the market. But what I would also do is I would do some research on different stocks and invest in a couple of individual stocks. When you're investing in the stock market, focus on long-term investing. You don't have to be timing the market, you don't have to be trading. Long-term investing allows you to stay consistent and focused on what's important. Part number 3, discipline and execution. The thing you have to understand is what separates success from failure is not money, it's consistency. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you only have $1,000 and you're starting from scratch. So we have already talked about changing and building your mindset in part 1. We've talked about different strategies in part 2. And now in part 3, we talk about discipline. What you should be doing with your money. What kind of goals you should write down. What kind of habits you should prioritize. If you know where you're spending your money, it's going to be easy to understand how your finances work and what kind of things you should be prioritizing in order to grow your finances. Especially in this case where we're starting from zero and we only have $1,000 as a starting capital. What I would recommend to do is, at the end of each month, rewrite your financial goals. And like I told you, part 3 is all about discipline and execution. So make sure you stick to your habits, and the crucial thing here to do is remove distractions that harm your focus. The way of how productive and creative you can be during the process is extremely powerful. I have seen this with myself. When I'm talking about strong habits and rebuilding your life, take advantage of little things that are powerful. So for example, every morning you could use 2-hour session of deep focus to learn and work on new skills. Every Sunday evening you can rewrite your goals for the next week and check, for example, how you did financially. That kind of little habits will help you to take the right path to rebuild your life if you were starting from zero. And this is one option how I would invest $1,000 if I was starting from zero. So remember, in part 1 we talked about changing your mindset. Part 2 we talked about different strategies, such as putting your money into savings account, learning new skills, and investing in the stock market. In part 3 it was all about discipline and execution. So you take action, you track your progress, and you see what you can improve. This kind of path may not be the best, and it's not maybe the fastest way to rebuild your life. However, I think it definitely works. And the best part is that you're building yourself as a human and you're learning new things. If this helped you, drop a comment below and tell me how you would invest $1,000 if you were starting from zero. And if you're interested in learning how to invest in the stock market without losing your money, make sure to watch this video next. And if you're new to the channel, click here to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.